Hi everyone, we're working on the server assignment. With our server and our client, we want them to be on an isolated network. So at home, you are in an isolated network, isolated from the internet. If we set up our Windows Server with DHCP on your local network, we would have 2 DHCP servers. That would not be very good for your network. What we want to do is create a user-created NAT network so that your server network can be isolated from your local network. We want to start up our VirtualBox Manager. Go to File, Tools, Network Manager. There's our host network. There's our NAT networks. You can see I have a couple for other classes and other uses. I want to create a server network or a server NAT network. It's like I'm creating a server firewall. So when I connect my server and my Windows machine to it, they will be isolated from my local network. They'll be behind this server firewall. My server is going to be a DHCP server, so inside this isolated network, I don't want DHCP. If I click Apply, now I have a server network set up exactly the way I want it for my server network. You notice I also have a network for ethical hacking, and I don't remember what this one is for. I probably haven't used it for a while, I'm guessing. So in the ethical hacking, I do need a DHCP server because I don't have a server on it. For my server network, I do not need DHCP because this will provide DHCP. The server will. In the ethical hacking, I have an isolated network so that as we experiment with things, we're not going to disrupt the regular network. Now, to set your computers to this new network that we've created, for instance, my server, I right-click on it, go to Settings, go down to Network. Now, by default, when you install a virtual machine, it automatically gets attached to NAT. The NAT network is an isolated network that only a single computer can work on. Here is my NAT network group, categories, and here's my networks that I've set up. So there's my server firewall. When I click OK, now my server is connected up to my server firewall or NAT network. I also want my Windows 11 to be on there. And I'm using my Windows 11 for a couple different classes, so I'll end up switching this back and forth depending on what I'm doing. But as I'm working on my server network, I will have it connected to the server firewall. Now, these guys, when they start up, they will be isolated from your local network. So we've in effect created our own local network inside your computer that is isolated from your local network that you can use to connect to the internet. So the user NAT network actually gets internet access from your local network. Okay, well, we'll see you later.